Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am creating this eyeshadow look with the new Celestial Winter 10-piece eyeshadow palette from e.l.f. I saw this at the drugstore the other day and I really wanted to try it out. I don't really have any kind of like pastel eyeshadow palettes in my collection, so it's really wanting to play with those two colors and just create like a frosted look that is totally on par with the Y2K late 90s kind of fashion era. You could definitely do kind of like the denim eye look. People are talking about that on TikTok too, using the blues. This would be the perfect blue for that if you just wanted to go all over the lid with this blue, this baby blue, periwinkle blue tone, but a really fun eyeshadow look that I created. I had a lot of fun creating it. So if you guys would like to see how I did that, then just keep watching. All right, I am excited to start creating a look with this palette. It is definitely giving us late 90s, early 2000 Y2K vibes. It's definitely a big influence in fashion and makeup still, so I really wanted to try out a palette with some pastel tones. I think with the warm golden honey blonde I have going on, that's definitely on par with the late 90s and Y2K, so maybe we'll do like a darker lip liner and kind of vibe with that. So inside the palette's not as pretty as the outside, but let's see how pigmented these colors are and what kind of look we can create. I am happy they gave us some neutral tones in here to build up our crease so we don't have to be so frosted, but if you want to be all frosted, you definitely can do that with this palette. But for me, I think I'm going to add in a little bit of a neutral tone just to give a little bit of a base to start off with. Let's see how pigmented these colors are. I'm going to go in with this warmer taupe beige shade first and my Beautytopia brush that I like to use for my crease. Yes, we are getting some good pigment so far. That looks like it blended out really nicely. Not too patchy. Definitely like that there is a little bit of warmth in this because I think just with the colors that complement my skin tone better, I need some warmth as opposed to just all of a cool tones. So I am welcoming the warmth here. So just putting that on the upper brow bone and slightly in the crease. And just blend it out really, really nicely. You can come down the nose a bit. Let's go into these nice pastel tones. I'm going to use my Naked Honey brush. This is a little bit more of a dense brush, so we're going to pick up a little bit more product with it. And I think I'm going to start in with this matte lilac tone. And I'm just going to start to just blend it all over the lid. Getting some really nice tone with this. Really nice pigmented matte. It is blending out really, really beautifully on the lid, giving us lots of pigment. Now I'm going to go in with this flat, rounded out brush from Beaky Blender, my Beaky Blender brush set. So just a flat brush is good for taking color and putting it where you want it to be. You don't really want to buff it out too much. You want to place color in a certain spot. So now I'm going to go in with this baby blue tone and see what kind of pigment it has. I want to build that up in the center. Wow. Okay. These tones are pigmented. Very pigmented. I'm building it up in the center of my eye and up into my crease, so we just kind of have little flashes of the lilac on the outside. The bright blue in the middle is giving us that pop we want. Wow, very, like, really impressed with this palette so far. And sometimes when you have these warmer colors blended into, it just kind of adds contrast to the cooler tones and makes them pop a little bit more. I'm going to take the same flat brush and the same color, and I'm going under my eye with this color. That is very 90s Y2K, just have that frosty look all around your eye. All right, we are going to make the center of our eyelid pop a little bit more, so we're going to take this kind of foiled color, this foiled frosted color. It is kind of like a baby pinkish tone. There are flicks of blue and purple in it as well, so that will play nicely with the tones that we have on our eye already. And we're just going to place that in the center of the lid. Okay, this is probably the first tone that's giving me a little bit of issue on top of the color that we have. It's not really blending out too much over top. We're getting a little bit of it, but not too much. Let's try it in our inner corner. Yeah, there we go. It does not blend a whole heck of a lot over top of the matte color, but popping that in the inner corner like that, definitely getting that frosted vibe that we want. I want to use more of this palette on my eye, so I'm going to go in with this deeper blue frosted color. This is the deepest one. I'll swatch some of the ones that I don't use just to give you an idea of what they look like. You could totally just do a neutral look with this palette if you wanted as well. So this has some purples and teals and blue in it, and I'm going to use a dense brush. This one is a blending eye brush from e.l.f. It's a rounded brush, so we're going to get to pick up a little bit more product, hopefully. I'm seeing a lot of purple in this, and this I'm going to stick to the outer corner. It's giving us that reflective kind of look that we want. I'm sure if I go in with my finger, I will get a little bit more pigment to it. So I'm just going to kind of place it here with the brush first. It's giving me some depth with the brush, but I just will use my finger just to get a little pop more of that foiledness. So there it is on the finger. Gorgeous, gorgeous color. Yeah, that's working for sure. Just pat it on with your finger if you want that extra bit of pigment. Just gonna kind of place it up on the brow bone as well, just to get a little bit more pop from it. Just to get a little bit more of that Y2K frosted eye look. Then you can just blend it with a brush. Okay, let's take an angled brush. This one is also from Beautytopia or Beautopia. And I'm gonna go in with this really glittery white tone. I'm kind of scared it's gonna go all in my eyeballs. So we'll see what we can do here. I'm just gonna go under the eye with it. This is like snowflakes on your eyeball. Definitely glittery. Okay. Be careful with this around your eye. Okay, that's cool. But it's definitely fallout. It's definitely very glittery. I'm just gonna take this tiny concealer brush from e.l.f. I like using this for precision, for eyeliner, for inner corner. That white sparkly shade is everywhere, so be really careful with it. And I'm gonna go in with this deep blue tone. It's foiled, it's not as glittery, but I'm gonna just go along the lash line with this and use it as my liner. All right, to add to the frosty look, I'm gonna go in with this white eyeliner from L'Oreal. And what is the shade of this? Doesn't say. JZS20E. And I'm just gonna go in the lower lash line. This is very on par with frosted eye look. Okay, for my lips, so I put some mascara on, which completes the eye look. For my lips, I'm gonna go in with the Electric Mood duo from e.l.f. And this is a nice chocolate brown liner. And this is an iridescent lip gloss. So I'm just going to overline my lips a little bit. Back in the day, we just totally would have went in with a brown eyeliner and then concealer and some lip gloss, and that would have been your look for your lips. The iridescence in this lip gloss is just pairing perfectly with the eyeshadow palette. All right, this is the final look. It is so fun. It is giving me TLC vibes. It's giving me Aaliyah. It's giving me just total late 90s, early 2000 look. The colors blended really beautifully. The mattes were creamy. They blended out nicely. They weren't patchy. They were pigmented. A couple of those foil colors weren't the best, but you make them work. And I think for $14.95 for a fun, like, pastel palette, it works awesome because it's not going to be something you're wearing every day. But if you just want to have fun, or you're trying to create a look for whatever, if you're having a Christmas party and your theme is to be like frosted, this would work perfectly. I will swatch this teal color. It's really nice. What else didn't I use? The brown. Perfect. That is a nice, smooth, pigmented matte. Let's go in with this champagne sort of color. Definitely want to just try out one day doing a neutral look with this palette. And I think that was it. I only did not use 3 of the colors in this palette. So I have a lot going on my eyes, but I think such a fun look. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys again soon.